The title of this video is Ascension Attunement Meditation. This video contains a guided meditative session after a short introductory explanation that's designed to attune you to high ascension frequencies. This means that you should not do the session during driving or doing anything else. The purpose of this session is to transform your consciousness from ego-based programming to enlightened and ascension consciousness. There are always forces having an impact on your life, but often they're happening below your radar. It often appears like an invisible wall, and it gets in your way, keeping you locked in where you are. In order to effectively address this, you're going to want to be in a neutral, receptive state of calmness and be present with whatever is affecting you in any moment. You see, most people don't pay much attention to what they're feeling or thinking at any moment. But what blocks and limits you have symptoms, and you can be aware of them. You do this by paying attention to whatever's happening inside where your thinking and feelings are. This is called attuning. Attuning means you're present with whatever is beginning to happen in that moment. The energy that blocks you is based on ego fears and insecurities. Because the ego, it's never really quite sure where a threat's going to come from. It's always worried that something threatening its very existence is going to pop up from somewhere. So it's always projecting that what it doesn't know or understand is a possible threat. And it utilizes a lot of different forms of fear, anger, guilt, resentment, and other strong emotions in an attempt to keep you safe. And yet they often do the opposite. So for this reason, most people will feel anxious, nervous, sometimes even panicky in unfamiliar situations, or situations in which they don't feel that they're in control. This is because your ego personality is always assigning a threat value to every experience. And it does this by forming judgments and conclusions based on its past experience with a similar situation. And then it initiates what it considers an appropriate defensive reaction. These are the forces that block your ascension and attuning ability. They keep you from being in touch with your soul and higher self. It's what causes you to react with emotions and judging and analyzing and comparing and concluding. Your conclusions, whether they're accurate or not, become your beliefs. And they're the ones that are held at a subconscious level. Your subconscious beliefs are what limit and block you. Much of the mind goes on its own trip, projecting its fears and needs, and it scripts all kinds of stories. And these are what get in the way of attuning to and connecting with your inner truth and soul. By becoming aware and acknowledging these subtle processes, you can quiet them and then listen and attune from a neutral place. Attuning means you have no agenda, you're in a neutral, receptive state of calmness, and you're observing, and you are present with whatever is happening in the moment. It's actually a very natural process. So this is what I'm going to guide you through in this experience, in this meditation. You should do this meditation when you can be in a quiet place, free from distractions and not doing anything else. So close your eyes now if you haven't already done so. And start by letting your awareness deepen into your body. And give yourself permission to enter into a type of ascension attunement now as we move into the meditation. And start by tuning into whatever is going on with you in your body right now. Is there any place in your body where your attention is being drawn? It could be a physical sensation, such as tightness or some discomfort, or maybe it's just the sensations of temperature or the pressure of your clothing, or maybe whatever you're resting on. Just make a note of whatever you sense in your body and where you notice it. Next, what are you thinking about? What story or description accompanies your sensations? Where does your mind go? Where is your mind? What is it doing? And notice, sometimes you're remembering. Sometimes you're projecting stories. You're spinning out explanations. You're coming to conclusions. And when you become aware of this process, you start opening yourself to a deeper attunement to what is actually below the surface. You could call this a higher sense listening or attuning. This is an aware posture in which you are more relaxed, open, and non-judgmental. This means you're open and receptive to important discoveries. Now, take a brief moment and notice anything that distracts you from fully doing this. What distractions arise when you decide to tune into what you are experiencing? What does your mind want to do? By acknowledging what's going on in the background of your mind, you open yourself to receive at deeper levels. And this is important because most of the forces affecting your life reside below your normal conscious awareness. In other words, in your subconscious, or you could think of them as unconscious places. So now, without me saying anything, I want you to just tune into the stillness and silence of meditation and notice whatever arises for you in the silence without trying to do anything. Just be present, aware, receive, observe whatever your mind is doing for the next 15 seconds. If you are listening to silence, you'll find yourself going somewhere in thoughts, and just acknowledge what's happening. This naturally happens to almost everybody. The mind is always wanting to do something to engage you, and usually it's creating a story or it's trying to figure something out. These engagements are distractions, and they are your obstacles. They are what create your blocks and limitations, because your mind participates in stories which themselves define the blocks and limitations. And these are what you are wanting to discover, because you only release what you are aware of. If you don't know what a block is or a limitation, you probably won't release it at all, or you won't even be aware of it. So as you listen to the stories, whatever your mind is constructing about your life, maybe your body, your successes and your disappointments, you'll access a deeper belief of what the mind thinks is true and how it defines you and creates your conditions. If you've been struggling with something, or you think you are blocked, or there are limitations and lacks in your life, there are programs that are the causes of these effects. And by attuning and listening to your inner mind, you'll start discovering what they are. And as you go through a day, there may be any number of times that you have uncomfortable feelings, mentally, emotionally, or even physically. And in the past, you may not have paid much attention to them. But they are there, repeating their complaints and their beliefs, and you can begin changing the way you are in regard to them by simply consciously acknowledging them and admitting them. Discovering these subtle thoughts is actually 75% of healing and clearing them. However, the natural tendency is to avoid any feeling or condition that's uncomfortable. But in this process, you acknowledge it and you embrace it. You meet yourself in the feelings. So face yourself in the feelings and conclusions, but without judgments. In other words, you are just a neutral observer. So you say to yourself, I'm feeling limited or blocked, and therefore my life isn't all I would like it to be. I have lack in my life. This is admitting you feel there are areas your life has lacking and maybe has been limited. So it could be any area of dissatisfaction, such as how unfulfilled and unhappy you feel, what you think is missing from your life, and what you really want. Maybe you just think you lack opportunities, or you lack talent, or even think there's something wrong with you, or maybe you think your life is cursed. So describe these thoughts to yourself in a sentence. I think and feel there are things missing from my life that I would like, and then list whatever it is. Now, while you are acknowledging that, also invite the soul presence and its brilliant white light to fill and merge into your thoughts, your beliefs and feelings about lacking or limiting conditions. And in this way, you become a knower of a deeper part of yourself, and a consciousness shift carries you to a new place automatically. And you can do this by verbalizing it. I invite the soul presence and its brilliant white light to fill and merge into my thoughts, beliefs, and feelings about lack. I invite the soul presence and its brilliant, blazing white light to fill and merge into my thoughts, beliefs, and feelings about limiting conditions. And while you're doing this, you can also use your imagination and fill your thoughts and feelings with pure, radiant, and brilliant, bright white light. I call it miraculous light. It's the light of the soul. Now, hold the intention of an image of a ball of light about the size of a baseball right in the center of your chest. This is the place where it's easiest to connect with the soul. And your soul is what transmutes and transforms the energy of lack and limitation into blessings and fulfillment. Say to yourself, I open to receive universal light of love and divine presence. I open to receive universal light of love and divine presence. This guides you to move within yourself and begin feeling a divine presence of love and light all through you. Let your breath and awareness and your connection with the light move into each and every cell of your body that resists. Invite this light and presence and your soul into any areas where you feel there is resistance. Like the mind might be saying, I don't believe any of this. I don't know how to do this. Or you might feel a contraction or a heaviness or some uncomfortableness. Just imagine the light migrating to the places and into the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with a purification light. It's a very bright light, it's brilliant. And now just allow this to happen. Whatever you feel, whatever distraction you find, send some light and soul deeply into those areas, into your body, into your feelings. Any sensations you have in your body are speaking to you. They're letting you know where there is a need, where there it is wanting light and presence, and answer it with calling to the healing light and the soul to saturate you, to merge. This is more transformational than trying to visualize light. You actually don't even need to see anything for this to work. By you making a request and holding an intention, that is sufficient. So you ask for the light, you invite the light. This is the light of your soul. It is intelligent. It will respond. It will give you what you're asking for. So you ask it to move into the areas where you need the most help, either in your body or in your thoughts, in your beliefs, your ideas about you being limited, or any disturbing emotion. Say these words to yourself. I receive the feelings of the soul's light and divine presence. I receive the feelings of the soul's light and divine presence. Now you are in a process. You have made a request, and there's a process going on for you. See if you can tune in to feel what the process is like. And you want to meet yourself with compassion, regardless of what you feel, or you think, or you notice. And thank your soul, thank your mind, thank your body, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Inwardly say, I invite the light of love and divine light of truth into this form of lack I have experienced. I invite the light of love and the divine light of truth into each form of lack I have experienced. You create an environment for this transformational light through your acceptance, through your requests, through your willingness to let go of whatever you're holding on to. And that means holding on to any belief that you're being limited, or the thought, the feeling, the stories of having been limited in the past. So you speak these words within yourself. You inwardly say, I invite the light of love, the light of my soul, the light of truth into each block and lack. I invite the light of love, the light of my soul, and the divine light of truth into each block and lack. And then you just allow yourself to accept the clearing and the healing. Sometimes when you do this, you might notice there's a slight sensation in your body because you're bringing in new frequencies. You're bringing in light. You're bringing in this light of transformation. And you begin to awaken to the subtle energies around you. Just be with whatever is present. Invite the light of love and transformation into any areas where you've held any form of pain in your body. I'm talking about physical and emotional pain. Maybe shame. Where do you feel shame? Where do you feel guilt? What about resentment or depression or feeling defective or having self-hatred? You've probably had thoughts like this sometime in your life, and they stay resident in different places in the body. Just notice that. And then you say, I invite the light of love and the light of my soul to merge into the areas of heaviness and darkness. And then just feel how it feels to allow this. Feel yourself leading yourself into more light as it fills you completely from head to toe and also radiates out into your aura. The light infuses the energy of healing and transformation as it raises all the frequencies within you to the highest levels of purification. Like the rhythms of the ocean and the waves washing up on the shore, and like the tide coming in and out. Let the light wash through you clearer and clearer. Give yourself permission to allow a deeper connection to the light and the soul, a deeper connection to your soul as you totally and completely hold your body in love and forgiveness and compassion. Just imagine you're floating in light, surrounded by light, and your whole body is embraced with light and a soul presence. And just let yourself be carried in the light, free from the past. Feel this wonderful light that is available, rising up and expanding in you bringing a feeling of liberation and spaciousness, freeing all of the areas that have been held in darkness and all the thoughts of lack or limitation. As you have been calling to the light of truth in the soul, you're actually connecting with a deeper aspect of yourself. Sometimes this is called your true self or your higher self. And as you call to it, it emerges more fully into your experience in the moment. As the soul appears, you can use the energy of this presence to clear and dissolve even more deeply. This is called soul merging, and it is ultimately how we evolve. As we merge with the soul takes over more and more of all of the thoughts, beliefs, and feelings that the ego has been in charge of. And it dissolves all the pain and all the blocks and all the limitations. So this opens a power of trust that is your inner presence of truth. And that is who you are at the core, beneath all of the experiences and beneath all of the appearances. Now, in addition to what you have been doing, you're now going to imagine and set up a 6-foot diameter vortex above you, like a giant vacuum resembling a tornado of light, to release into everything that you wish to release from your life. And this light tornado removes and carries the illusions of lack, the limitation, the projections of pain, struggle, suffering, and it takes it all to the center of creation where the energy is neutralized. And in return, you automatically recapture all of your life force energy as it automatically returns to you. The universe only does for you what you let the universe do for you. It's not going to force anything into your life. And that is why it is a co-creative power. And surrender and trust are what connect you with it. Trust is by bringing in the highest enlightened awareness of your soul into your life, into your body, into all of your creations. And this has the effect of dissolving the illusions that do not serve your highest goodness, and it amplifies what does serve you. This is why you can invite the highest enlightened awareness of your soul into your pain, into struggling, into suffering. And it has a natural quality of uncreating it. You can invite this presence into something which serves your highest goodness, and it then grows. So you say to yourself, I ask the highest enlightened awareness of the soul to merge and fully integrate deeply into me. I ask the highest enlightened awareness of the soul to merge and fully integrate deeply into me. This is a statement of the deepest trust. You are trusting the divine fully and deeply into the very core of your existence to take care of you and to take over. This is far more than the words you say. It is the deep energy and consciousness of trust. So behind the words is the intention to stay open to whatever is needed to complete the healing, clearing, and the fulfillment for your highest good. You are setting up an opportunity to receive whatever you need to make a significant difference in your life. So say the following silently to yourself. I am receptive to accepting change in all areas of my life. And in this regard, I am surrendered and I trust. I am receptive to accepting change in all areas of my life. And in this regard, I am surrendered and I trust. All of your requests engage a process, and that process is continuing. As you surrender and release all resistance or objections, you open opportunities to receive. The more you surrender and release, the more you open yourself to receive. And know that whatever you need is actually already known by a higher part of you. You have only to release the resistance for receiving. So be willing to release anything that closes you down from receiving and welcome a transformational energy into your awareness now. There is a gentle opening as you relax and release and let go of all struggling. And that means also letting go of all of the struggling of your mind that doubts or disbelieves or objects to or has excuses for. Don't try to imagine what you're supposed to be experiencing. Just let the light come in and bathe all the cells of your whole being and your consciousness. And trust the process. The soul's light knows what it is doing. The soul knows your needs. So just open to receive it. Be still. Allow yourself to receive. And know and allow and give yourself permission for this integration and merging process to continue day and night, long after the meditation is over. For this meditation never really ends. It is a process that has been activated, a process that you've given yourself permission to allow to continue automatically as long as is necessary. Receive the presence of light, your soul, your divine essence, into the very depths of your being, allowing it to harmonize your body and your brain into perfect functioning. And now as you begin to shift your awareness into the place where you are meditating and into being present in this moment, feel your body in the place where you are and express gratitude for the support and the intention of healing and clearing. Feel the presence of this moment, becoming fully aware of yourself in this moment. And now gently open your eyes and be present with your body and just feel your body with your eyes open. This is an important part of the process because it helps you to integrate the meditation. And this process will continue. We've made that request. And coming into your normal waking reality does not terminate the process you started. It remains ongoing. Whatever you may or may not be aware of doesn't really matter. Sometimes you might feel very subtly, but the process is continuing. You have requested to open to transformation. So tune into these energies as you go to sleep tonight with the intent of continuing the deepening process. So until next time, this is Jonathan Parker. May you be blessed with love and light always.